By Tommy Guilfoile, legendary Clare hurler, here outside the Croke Park Hotel, and it's just the day after that superb game between Clare and Galway in the All-Ireland semi-final yesterday, ended in a draw after extra time. Tommy, could you take me through that game a bit?
Oh, I suppose, first 15 minutes, things weren't looking good. We were 9 points down. I suppose then we went with, I don't think it was a panic move, but switched Colm Galvin back to sweeper. Tony Kelly came to the midfield and the game seemed to change. From being 9 points down against the All-Ireland champions, to say we were dead and buried. And probably after that, Clare performed probably the best and most consistent they've played all year, and maybe we were unlucky not to close it out in the end. But look at, I suppose, for to be a loser last night would have been a travesty. I suppose the fact that we go again, my preference would be for come back to Croke Park, but look, it's in Thurles next Sunday. Rest up the bodies. I'd say we're probably in a better position than Galway injury-wise. I say we didn't look to have any injuries after the game, but look at, it's all to play for again next week.
You were up there analysing the game there with Clare FM. When Galvin dropped back, he dropped back in, as you say, maybe sweeper role. Were you surprised that Galway didn't seem to have any answer to that? Yeah,
and I would have thought that Clare, that they potentially that Clare would go that way. Galway should have thought that way. And again, and I thought that with Tony Kelly coming into midfield, the rumour was that Johnny Cohen was going to take him up, and there seemed to be a lot of confusion in the Galway midfield there as to who was picking who. And I think, Clare are well used to playing that system. Galway didn't adjust and nearly paid the price. Yeah,
the way we adjusted to our game, I suppose our puck-out strategy, and I'm not blaming Donald Toohey on this one, but it just didn't work.
No,
in the first 20 minutes.
I think Galway had decided that if Clare went short, that they were going to push up on us and go man to man. We didn't deal with it. A lot of our players were taking the ball stationary, which gave the Galway players a chance, to get in a hurley or turn it over. But I think once, Peter Duggan was an outlet. I think we got a lot of success off of that. Particularly off of Aidan Hart. I think Galway reacted by putting Gerard McInerney out on him. So, look at the puck outs are a crucial part of the game. I think Clare will be happy the way it turned out, particularly after the start that we had. And look at, there'll be a lot of analysing and reflecting on last week's game in preparation for next week. And again, what a game to look forward to.
Donald Toohey, we mentioned him there with the puck outs, but his save was just an unbelievable save. We're talking about Peter Duggan's fantastic point, which we'll be talking. David McCarthy getting that winning point, but that save was out at the top.
And again, Donald Toohey, he can only puck, his puck out strategy, you can't blame the goalie, he has to have, players have to give him an option, and again, the save there in the first half, picked it up, cleared it out the field, and then, I suppose when Jason Flynn was in on goal, he made up his mind. He forced Jason Flynn into taking that shot earlier than he thought and went over the bar. So, he is very alert, he is very brave, and, I suppose he's the number one goalie all year, and I think his confidence grew in game to game, and yesterday, he showed that, why he is the number one.
Time is up. Most goalkeepers would have launched that ball down.
Yeah.
He set that final score in motion.
Yeah,
it was great. A great hit.
We were speaking on the commentary about, would Galway do what Cork did 5 years ago, and put it dead? That would give us the puck out, and everyone would have thought that it would be launched it as long and as far. And again, I think that's the measure of the confidence and composure that's in the team, that they didn't rush it. Even, what was that, near the 90th minute, I'd say. And again, we made 4 passes before, the Aina Kilnamona combination. Thought David Fitzgerald was going to take it on. Gave it to his clubmate in the best position. The freshest man on the field, he was the last man on, and put it over the bar. I suppose it's shades of 2013 all over again.
That's right, and from the same position in the pitch almost.
Yes.
So that's a lucky patch. I might get a blade of grass off it today if I get out there. Just the substitutes, they really worked for us.
And they have worked all year, I suppose, people are saying, why aren't they starting? I think, that, you need impact subs, and these guys, the management trust them. Disappointed not to start, but when they come on, they do make that impact. And I think, David Fitzgerald really had his impetus into that midfield when he came on. He drove at a Galway team that were probably on the back foot at that stage, big, strong men, probably eager to make an impression, and everyone else, Ian Galvin has done it all year. Jason McCarthy itching to get a place, wasn't in the 26th the last day, back into the 26th today, and he becomes our hero.
And Aaron Shanahan.
Well, look at, I suppose he's the forgotten man all year, that we probably had him ruled out, but it was a trademark Aaron Shanahan goal, high ball coming in, if he goes to his left, there's only one thing, and that net rattling, shaking was a sight to behold.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. We're 7 days away from a replay, Tommy. How do you see it going? It's hard
I actually think it's probably advantage Clare, and I don't mean to be too cocky on that, but I think Clare will take a lot more. I think I was down in the media centre thereafter, and I just watched Michael O'Donoghue. He was never as rattled. And as I'd say, he was exhausted yesterday, and some of the media guys asked him, did you learn more? He said he learned more in 90 minutes today than he did all year, which was a fair indication of what Clare brought to the game.
Exactly, yeah. We're looking forward to Cork and Limerick now.
If it's going to be half as good as it was yesterday evening, it's going to be some spectacle. I suppose last night, going out of here, no one wanted to leave. They wanted it to go on all night, and today is another day. Great prospects for either team to get to the final. But I suppose as Clare, we're in the championship a week longer than either of these teams, not unless we get the same today. So if we get half as good as yesterday today, and let the best team win.
And I suppose for you and me, we can win and relax now.
Oh, yeah, we can, because I think at one stage Sil was looking for a defibrillator. The heart wasn't great, so we can relax today. No, I have a vested interest today. My daughter is involved with as physio with the tip minor, so Lauren is, I'll whisper it. I'll probably be pushing for Tipperary today.
Very good. You have a vested interest.
Yes.
Hopefully we see two good games anyway.
And hopefully, the minor was a bit disappointing yesterday. I think Tip and Kilkenny always bring out the best of each other in the minor.
We look forward to it. Tommy, thanks very much for stopping and talking to me. You're a legend in Clare, and you continue to be.
Not at all, Nicholas. Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Thanks very much.